Howdy, cadre. I I am already annoyed at Microsoft taking over Minecraft. It's been warning me that it's gonna force me to migrate for months, and now I got some pop-up notice that said, see, I wish I could have recorded it just as proof of their stupidity, but it said coming summer 2022. Buy Minecraft for Windows. Get Minecraft Java Edition for free. And then and I think I have both, but anyways, and then in a smaller font underneath that it said, because you own Minecraft Java Edition, get this special offer for Minecraft for Windows. I don't even know what they're saying. It sounds like a promotion for a new purchase, that if you get the Windows version, they throw in Java Edition for free, but then it goes on to say, maybe that's what it means. Maybe it works both ways, starting in the summer. That anybody who owns or purchases Java Edition gets Windows, and anybody who owns or purchases Windows Edition. That's the only way I can resolve that to making any sense and actually being positive. But so what are we doing? Let's make a new world, because we're just insane. That reminds me, cadre, if anyone wants me to continue a series, just drop a note in the comments, because I've already created so many that I don't know. I'm gonna pretend like it's yesterday. It sounds fun. And I don't understand why you wouldn't do a bonus chest. I don't. I mean, no, I do understand. I just don't care personally. That's better. Yeah, I sometimes just like to make a new world, and I'll use the date, and I'm pretending it's yesterday. So I probably will not make this a series, but a problem I'm consistently having is when I generate a new world in this new version of Minecraft, the new update. I'm talking about 1.18. I guess 1. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, are these? They're calling these Badlands now, right? Yes, this is a wooded Badlands. Excellent. Is that a cooked fish? No, it's so raw. It's so raw fish. Okay. Yeah, I've come to really like Badlands. Is that a village? I think that's a village already. Let's put a torch. To kind of guide us back. Already have made the mistake of not getting more wood. But that's fine. We can handle it. We can deal with it. We'll be okay. You know, yeah. I already like this seed. I enjoy building with glass. Oh, there's a portal. Hey, bunnies. Oh, that's a pretty tree. Oh, look at the parallax on that. It makes the tree look a whole lot closer. What is my... no, come on. 90. I like the field of view at 90. Yeah, that is definitely... Ooh, I just saw a kitty spawn. Hey guys, nice to meet you. That's mine now. You guys don't really use them. Hey. Yeah. I like the... yeah, I don't need multiples of those. Yeah, don't mind me. Don't mind me. Okay. You guys got different color beds. I guess I didn't pay attention to that. I thought usually a village would have consistent, you know, matching linens. They've changed the look of the cactus icon? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take your... Should have just picked up the whole box from the get. Huh. Huh. What was I talking about? Oh, like working with glass. So a spawn that has all this sand. Ouch. Is kind of nice. I could do a lot of big things with sand. I'm not sure why I'm already thinking about building. I guess whatever. I'm just haven't played Minecraft much recently, so I suppose it feels nice to be in a place where I feel like I have some control over whatever is something going on. Do I have control, or do I have the illusion of control? Recording. Okay, good. Alrighty. I don't know. Well, that's iron right there. Suppose I could get to work. Yeah, the starter chest means you can pretty much skip wood. Which I suppose... Why are we dripping? Huh. Let's find out. There's... Oh, that's that. Fafo indeed. What do we have here? It's just an underground... Alright, there's just a little... Oh, that's not quite... Alright. Interesting. Yeah. Ooh, water. I hear a lot of footsteps. I'm gonna hope that they're just rabbits. Wow, coral. Lots of coral. This is nice. There's another village too. What? I kind of just wandered off from that iron. But I suppose I'm more interested in the village than the iron currently. The first village was underwhelming. That's not judgment for you guys. You have they're humble folk with simple needs. I still sound condescending. And why wouldn't I be with villagers? Think about that. I am a different species. I don't know if that excuses it. Yeah, I just spotted a blacksmith. Fun. It's a weird noise. I don't know what it was. Oh, diamond horse armor! That is my favorite thing ever because every single time I play, I get a horse and I armor it up and then I go into battle with the horse. I don't know, as I have things to cook. This is a different type of blacksmith. I've never seen this before. They've got a whetstone and a window and no door and no bed. Okay, and it's getting dark, so let's see if you guys have more beds than bodies. I think usually it makes sense to check the outskirts of town first. Is that yours? Alright. Oh, okay. Yep, alright, so... Am I really too nice to take a villager's bed? Yeah, maybe that's exactly what we're figuring out in this lifetime. I don't know. Who am I? When does it start? Well, I'm a zombie killer. We know that. I have one torch. Oh, no. You don't live there. You live there. Okay. And then there's water. Alright, I don't like these gravel traps. So, let's get back to the light. We've got no iron yet. Okay, sand trap. Sealed. Nice. And that is how you build your first shelter in Minecraft. You just punch a little bit of sand and then boom, you're safe. Not quite safe, but very, very close to safe. Very odd choice, but that's okay. Oh, yep, get some armor. Yeah, I don't, we're, let's do a interior decorating segment. This isn't vital for survival, but sometimes it's nice to just have a little bit of life in your in the space where you're gonna. I hear footsteps. They would have to drop in, which should cause a little bit of damage. Here, zombie, 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 zombie. Here, zombie. Yeah. Maybe they don't really try to path to you without. See, I thought for sure the AI was made to drop in, but maybe the distance is just enough. I don't know. All right, let's stone it up. We got stone axe. Probably don't need that yet. Stone pickaxe. Probably should have done that first. I still don't have a sword. Don't really think I need a sword. Now we can maybe make a little bit more coal with. I wonder if damage. That should affect how long that burns. That might just be 1-to-1. Regardless of damage, it appears to be 1-to-1. So, yeah, there's things I don't know about Minecraft. Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh. That's part of what's cool about Minecraft is it's Minecraft is forever. And then you think you know everything and they add something. That's how the game goes. right, we got some torches, so doesn't really help us though, does it? Unless there's some place we can go, like go and then breathe. I'm not feeling great about that. Let's go back. Oh, yeah, no, this is bad. Ah, okay. Seems like a good time to eat a fish. Alright, well, that is not enjoyable. Looks like it's getting a little bit brighter. I don't know. Oh, hey, guy. Come on. Come on, what are we doing? Playing games, huh? Yeah, you guys can line up. This is fun. Still worried something's gonna drop on top of me, but... Where are you all coming from? Ah! Oh! Ah, yeah! Okay, okay, okay. Yes, the night is full of dangers. Oh, that's right. I'm pretty sure they're called husks. And I think they give you a hunger effect that makes your food level go down. Come on in. Yeah, yep. A little meatsicle effect there. Well, actually, is that the same as... It's just hunger. Yep. I think it is just hunger. The same effect that eating zombie flesh gives you. Okay, alright, so... Yeah, that's really one of the easiest ways to build your first starter home is just get really lucky and punch one bit of sand and then stuff falls into place, and then fight some zombies and you're fine because skill, and then it's morning. That's all there is to it. You're not mad, are you? The sun's up. Okay. Alright, good. So where did I come from? Where am I going? What even is the goal? What's the meaning of life? Okay, I think I came from that way. Hey guy, the sun's up. You guys don't care, do ya? How do you not care? Nope, not interested today, buddy. Yep. Jeez, we're gonna be making dynamite in no time. Yeah, that tree is a good reference point. Which means really I need to go... I think I'm going the right way. Oh, that's the tree I was thinking of. The windswept tree. So yeah, should we talk about Ukraine? I don't know as it makes sense. Okay, yeah, I was gonna get the iron. I could do that. Um, I, of course, like if you want me to pick sides, yeah, Ukraine needs and deserves our support, and we're in this weird postmodern place where it's now generally accepted, like popular opinion, that there's nothing we can do. The U.S. can't just send troops in uh, unilaterally. We don't. Nobody wants to provoke nuclear war, so this whole thing is being pushed into this state where it's a proxy war. It's and there's an aspect of that which is good. Like you'd rather have a few representative forces. Like that's kind of the whole point of war. Ouch. Of governments declaring war on other governments is then they send their militaries, not their general populace. But of course, threat of civilians has always been, threat against civilians and just way of life and survival has always been an aspect of war. You know, it's ridiculous to say, well, the olden days was better when, like just as a random example of the Viking tribe, all the warriors go together and wait, I was going to go down and get iron and I didn't. And then just, attack villages, plunder villages. That's the whole point of establishing a military. Even that, saying the Vikings didn't really have a military per se, but they had what you might call a militia that a subset of their group would go on raids, not the entire group. So even that is more advanced in terms of conflict than just two neighboring tribes fighting over a watering hole or something where the whole tribe might be engaged. Even then, you wouldn't. Unless you had no children, elderly, or even just weaker people. All right, I was trying to get to that. I hear a skeleton. Well, we're just sealing off. Okay. What do we got down here? So I hear bones are rattling. Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Nope. Okay. Alright, fine. Maybe next time. I have to fix so much gravity. Come on, sand's supposed to fall. Wake up, guys. You're supposed to be responding to the pull of the earth. Your mass, it's mass. Okay, I need to. Okay. Hey, look at that! I'm all like armed up now. I've got 2 arrows. Oh, speaking of 2 arrows, nope, one just disappeared. Let's wait till the other one disappears. Huh? Yeah? Can I pull this out? Huh? Eh, 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 eh. Alright, maybe I need to, can I, hey, hey, get up, whoop. Oh, there, that worked. Okay, good. Alright. Okay, so, alright. So, okay, there's a world named Bant that the wizards of the coast became aware of through their augury. It wasn't actually a world. It was what they call a shard because it was a former world that had been divided into 5 parts, and each part was cut off from 2 colors of magic, 2 of the 5. So each of these shards was like a partial world that had forgotten aspects, imbalanced fractions of worlds, cut off from magics, which, oh, wow, okay, which would normally provide the full richness of worlds that we're used to. And Bant, to be specific, was cut off from red and black magic. Now, red is the magic of passion and freedom, individuality, self-determination, free will. So red can be about fire and earth, the elements of fire and earth, and it can be about strength in battle and one-to-one combat. Okay, that's pretty nice. Curse of Vanishing. Okay, and a golden shovel. Okay, and some. Oh, a white light. Why would I need a pressure plate? Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God, I've heard it gets scary at night in Minecraft. One advantage of night actually is that in the day, the sunlight makes it really hard to see man-made light. It just kind of disappears in the wash. It's kind of whitewashed, if you will. Okay, so here's an example. I see light over there, but I'm kind of guessing that's lava. But I'm hoping this nighttime will help me find that sliver of iron that I lost track of. But I don't know. I did lay down... Oh, hey guy. No, I don't really want to tussle. I'll run. Oh, there's a lot out here. Yeah, no, we're definitely running. We are definitely running through the desert at night. This is a nice ravine here. You're not even sleeping, dude. I'm using your bed. It's probably, I bet he's hung up. I see this sometimes. I'm gonna fix your bed for you. I think they get hung up. Okay. Where's that husk? I hear a husk. There you are. I think they get hung up on corners or something, so hopefully replacing that bed helps. Flesh makes you sick. Well, I've certainly lost track of that cave. Maybe it's over this way more? Oh, here's some cactus. No, that's not the cactus I planted. Hey, there's an arrow. That's nice. Alright, so yeah, Ukraine. And I wonder, I've been afraid of the future of YouTube since Google took over. There's so many times when I see the writing on the wall, and I know stuff is coming, and they're, talking about it, just the Cassandra complex crap, and I'm not interested in like proving myself because I don't even trust it. The signals, the messages. I don't know the source. I just repeatedly am. Oh, I'm sorry, Rabbit. Whoa. Okay. Bant. Okay, red magic. Bant was cut off from red magic, but it was also cut off from black magic. And black magic is the magic of self-prioritization. You could, of course, call that greed. This is a new type of bush. Don't these... This is what I saw on the other one, too. Don't these have a chance of dropping fruit? Yeah, that doesn't seem to This is just oak? Sure seems to be. Is that rooted? Rooted dirt. I have no idea what's going on. Azalea? Yeah. I'm just kind of amazed and overwhelmed at the news. So rooted dirt, is that okay? I have one flowering azalea. Yeah, okay. As suspected. So this is a not flowering azalea. And that's your azalea tutorial. Doesn't matter if they're flowering or not. Oh, they're cool. They just like shoot in a direction. That one's actually surprisingly straightforward. Fun. So yeah, instead of, but they drop oak. That's what I guess. I guess I understand. I understand the forces at work and the decision making. Um, One thing I find a little bit odd is that it's oak. That it always says oak. And once upon a time, these were just called logs. They weren't oak logs. Like the default was just log. And in a way, that's starting to make more sense now because how, azaleas growing from oak and then oak growing from azaleas, and it just seems like it would almost make sense to go back to, instead of saying oak, this just says log. And then you get oak saplings when it's a normal tree grown from an oak sapling like these. But you could, obviously, like just an oak. Yeah, it's just strange. It's like a identity disorder, a lumber identity disorder. LID, as they say in the business. So, Bant being cut off. Okay, so black magic I was going through. Black magic is also, what you expect. The goth stuff, magic of demonic pacts and dark rituals, black magic, uh, greed, self prioritization. That's kind of something that red and black have in common, is the self prioritization. For black, it's more kind of dark and or cynical. You know, that's almost like their primary directive is self over all else. But black also is the color of magic that maybe most understands the transaction. Like the idea of, I can use this resource to get that resource, and that's part of its ruthlessness, of course, is that it begins to see all things as material goods, including, you know, extending that to, you know, from minerals to other material resources, to animals being just, you know, another sort of potential resource, to even, you know, acquaintances. That's where you push into the real psychopathic tendencies. Whereas red maybe is more, you know, it's about freedom and freedom of choice, freedom of action, freedom of self-determination. So anyways, I'm kind of exploring those overlaps. Bant was caught off from those two colors of magic and was left with the other three, which I won't get into here, but too deeply. I mean, green is going to be the color of nature and kind of figuring out what you're meant to be, what you're intended to be, how you fit in with the world. White, kind of central to Bant, is the color of divine magic, but also community prioritization. That the collective is more important. Hey, guy. Thanks for the assist. I hear another one around. Where is that? So white, community, also the collective, and divinity, and really you can see the overlap there if you understand. If you think of God as being kind of a communal center, even from a really abstract level of, like, Alcoholics Anonymous wants you to believe in a higher power, and that's where the overlap possibly works the best. Is that higher power can be the community of AA, or it can be a thought of a divine father or guide, or it can just be an abstract, or you know, it can be your sponsor, kind of focusing on the idea that it's someone who's already been through this path, and so the aspect that they're higher in is just knowledge and experience. You guys need more beds, but I need to find. Oh, I didn't know they went after. Endermen. Oh, and the Endermen come back. Okay. Sure. Did I get, I don't, no, I don't have dirt. All right. And then blue magic as well, which is, the realm of air and water, and also, transformation, kind of the color of science, like not knowledge and understanding, information collection. Anyway, so Bant being cut off from. Whoop, hey, okay, no, okay. Yeah, why don't I dig some? Bant being cut off from black and red means that the most like violent and ruthless aspects of the world are just forgotten. They're no longer. They're not only seen as unnatural, but they're like unheard of. They're so in a lot of ways, it's a really idyllic, peaceful world. But there are still conflicts, but the way they resolve those conflicts is, oh, interesting. Am I back? No. Where am I? Okay. I already don't like this. Yeah, this is where it came from. What? Maybe I want to just start getting some sort of platform here. So yeah, because red and black magic just don't exist in the world, as it's kind of natural guiding developmental forces or whatever. The most ruthless aspects of war just aren't practiced, and what they've gotten to is conflicts are resolved basically by two heroes, one from each side, and they go into battle in a very almost ritualistic way. And there's a lot of honor and respect and logic that goes into the way they deal with conflict, that I don't even. I could cook some meat, I guess. I don't know why. I don't. Wow, I really don't know anything right now. Do I? I still don't have coal. But I can probably just cook this rabbit with some wood. I think one will do it, right? Oh, rabbits seems a little bit different. So yeah, two heroes, one representing each side of a conflict, meet at a preordained time. It's very much like dueling, except of course dueling was usually to resolve personal conflicts or slights, and this is not personal. It's to represent your community. But the kind of rules and ritual means that the group is protected, more protected. And the lands are protected. You know, the conflict is kind of decided on by both parties. And no, I don't want to deal with you blowing stuff up, buddy. Oh, well, you did blow stuff up. So there's that. That definitely was something that happened. I need to get dirt. I should get dirt from on top of the mesa there. So, yeah, the two heroes go in. They have a one-on-one conflict, and a winner is determined based usually on not lethally, but one will submit, and that's part of the, how the colors aspect that world is that survival and honor and community and logic are important to everyone, and the ruthlessness and the selfishness and the all that stuff just isn't there. The focus on the individual and yeah. So what is that there? Oh, that's a little bush. Yeah. So war is it's not war. It's a lot more like a sport. And instead of spoils of war, you have predetermined rewards. That little crescent puddle is interesting there, but probably not interesting enough to check out. Dirt. I was thinking about dirt. So, yeah, basically a warless world. Not without conflict, but without, almost without unnatural death. I'm sure, there's other causes of death. I'm sure there's disease and such that occurs sometimes, but I don't know. Maybe that's just less common. Anyways, but other aspects of this is like armor is for the front of your body. The heroes who represent your community in battle, they wear a elaborate plate mail, very ordained. Ordained. That's not the word. It's still a good word for the color white, but very ornamental and symbolic. Gilded with your coat, your nation's coat of arms or whatever, and bestowed with awards from previous encounters, and all reinforcing those aspects of the regalia. And that's a good word. It's kind of fun exposing little bits of the terracotta under here. So, anyways, Bant. It's an interesting place, and it's a huge aside just to say that I understand some positive aspects of a proxy war, that we're pushing the conflict. We're keeping it away from quote unquote more civilized areas or whatever. But then that kind of all breaks down when you got stuff like attacks against nuclear plants, those becoming... Alright, where's that coming from? Oh, probably right in here? No? Sounds like it's under us. Not seeing a cave entrance, so maybe it's a enclosed... Yeah, it's sure loudest right around here, so maybe... Huh. You'd think there'd be a visible... Oh, are you making the noise? I'm kind of thinking no. I'm kind of thinking there's something going down on... Yeah. There is something going on around here. What it is only starting to become clear. So yeah, Bant was my point of all that. Well, I didn't need that. As oh, there's the cave entrance. I'm now out of room for more stuff. Okay. No, I don't need all. I don't. This is extra. Okay. So yeah, all that just to kind of say that I understand the positives of a proxy war, but what blows my mind is it's not it's not as distant as it used to be. We're now a much more global world, interconnected through technology, apps, and all that. But it's much more ideological, the split, because Russia keeps a self-isolation tactic as part of its authoritarian control of its people. It controls the media, whereas we've integrated our media with the rest of the globe, so that I don't need all this. And in that way, we're winning the hearts and minds of the world, because there are many more small countries, large countries with less authoritarian control, um, that are aligning themselves with us, because in this kind of battle between Russia versus the world, of course, most of the world is naturally going to side with most of the world, and yeah, I guess part of the point of those is the leaves don't care what biome they're in. You can get nice lush green trees, because if we plant an oak sapling, it's obviously gonna go the same color as these. Influenced by the biome. So the azalea trees, and I find it interesting that these are not called azalea bushes. They're just called azaleas, and it doesn't have its own wood. They didn't feel the need to introduce that, and since they're at eight styles, I think that actually is a good place for them to stop because of the thematic focus on 8-bit concepts, and so having eight things allows it to fit into one. Anyways, that data. Do you know? I don't. Maybe I'm done caring if you know. You're either with me or you're not. Hence, Russia. So, and we, I don't blame Russia alone for that. We also have a "you're with us or against us" mentality, and arguably that's forced Russia into the corner it's in. And I still, it, yeah, they've isolated them. It's their own choices. They've isolated themselves, but what? Okay, that's where I started. Am I ever gonna find that iron again? I thought, well, it was in a desert area, so I'm out just fighting stuff at night again, aren't I? And I've got all this stuff I'm carrying, which really doesn't help me. That's not the same village, is it? I think I'm on the other side of the hill. So, okay. What's strange, though, is that this war is not just in the physical world like it used to be. We don't send the heroes out alone. We have constant monitoring, the I'm trying to figure out if I see wood down there. Is that a mine? That could just be earth or some sort of rock, but oh, iron. Okay. Cool. We'll get that going. So yeah, it's not like Bant where we just send our heroes off, they determine the war, and everybody respects that. We're now just fighting each other ideologically on social media. And it's insane to me because there are people who are aligned, I mean, who say they're aligned with freedom, who are supporting the violent, invasive actions of Putin. It just kind of blows my mind that they're like upside down and backwards, this perspective shift. And it's happening on both sides if you want to focus on the spectrum, because on the other side, you have people who have always aligned themselves with peace and love, very hippie, nonviolent ideals, who are now talking about, we need to send in uh, military troops and arms to support and back I still don't have the coal I need. There's coal, good, and a little bit more iron. Wow, and near surface lapis. I don't even know what's going on. The world is so different now. I thought I saw. Oh, I bet I saw lapis, but it was dark enough. I thought it was coal. Yeah. So the bipolar stuff is just has just gotten to crazy proportions because it's happening. I mean, a few years ago, I noticed it was happening inside families. Well, and through this pandemic, that intensified. The tradition of Thanksgiving dinner table arguments at family reunions or whatever, had grown to the point where it was. Oh, I need. Yeah. Yeah, it was happening at every dinner table, but now I feel like it's happening inside everyone's own head. That and God, I could go on about Star Wars quite a bit, but the war between the Jedi and the Sith wiped out so many neutral species and tribes, like neutral and or balanced species and tribes, so that it's almost like you had to align yourself ideologically either with the Sith mindset or the Jedi mindset, and that kind of is a good parallel because the Jedi are group think focused and kind of make you align yourself with the greater good, and forces you in that direction, and the Sith force you into a isolation mindset where you feel like you have to take responsibility for yourself. I'm just making coal. And because nobody else is going to, and if there's now my mind jumps to Deadpool. There's an aspect of needing to align yourself with an individual who's stronger and convince them you're on their side, and that you need each other so that you can learn from them, gain more power, and hopefully they lose power through age or conflict, whatever, um, and eventually take them over. And my mind jumps to the Drow, the Dark Elves, that backstabbing, because that very much was their mindset. That Drizzt Do'Urden knew he knew there was another way, even though he didn't have examples of it, and that ouch, that desire, that need, kind of drew him to leaving his culture, because he just knew in his heart that there were other ways, that there's something better out there or whatever. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. Um, uh, I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish here, but I'm doing some things to, yeah, whatever. So, okay, I've just pop culture referenced my brain 100 different directions. And I don't even remember where I fell down. Oh, here's my... Okay. So... oh, I can use that for the iron. Good. And I guess I'll watch it. Get ready to cook my rabbit. So... I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that I'm third party. I serve the third aspect of the source, balance, that has been forgotten and wiped out in the war between the Jedi and the Sith. And I fear that both sides of this conflict are in on the game. They understand that we've pushed things to two extremes to such an extent that that's all we feel we have, is that we need to choose the lesser of two evils, and that we cannot imagine other paths forward than one of these two. Which reminds me of, I think it's a Robert Frost poem. Two paths diverged in the wood, and I chose the one less traveled, and that has made all the difference. And there's a lot of discussion about what he intended by that poem. And you know, some people say, well, obviously he chose the better path. The less traveled one is the better path. That's what he's saying. Others say, no, he doesn't know that. He says it has made all the difference, but he hasn't explained what that difference is, or even made it clear that he understands the difference. Just that he's aware of a difference. And of course, a fork in the road. Okay, there's definitely some coals. Provides two paths. But even that is kind of a trick, a limiting trick. That paths are not the only way to move forward. You can walk into the wilderness. You can travel through fields. You can... Alright, I guess I'll eat the rabbit, which will free space up for coal. I should convert the rest of my charcoal to torches. Okay, yeah, I do already like this world, and so I need input. I need help figuring out which of these many worlds I've started I should continue, and even the old ones will be interesting, because if I fire them up under this new patch, then we'll have all that new deep cave stuff to explore beneath the current bedrock, because with that patch, the old bedrock becomes deep slate. New caves are added beneath. Wow, this is going well. I even get some iron on the way. And I keep abandoning, leaving behind tools and stuff, but those could always come into play later. later as I'm traveling. So let's just continue that trend, and we'll keep building as we go. It might even be time for another chest so that I can clear out some space. Of stuff I don't really need to be carrying. I can get more coarse dirt. I don't think I need that. Unless I'm building, I won't need those. Alright. Okay. So, where was I? Where was it going? What's going to happen? So, yeah. I figured this all out after the attacks of September 11th. Through a deep study of symbolic meaning. If you accept that the people who carried out 9/11, not the people who executed the actions, but the people who planned and you know catalyzed. I'm just going to say that and move on. Catalyzed the actions, planned and catalyzed. The Twin Towers were a symbol of duality, of a kind of two-party system. I don't want to throw it off with politics too much, because this is much deeper group psychology, global zeitgeist manipulation stuff. But a shift from two brothers standing alike in dignity, equivalent but separate. If you shift from that to replacing it with a single tower, whether that tower is real or perceived, a single entity, and they haven't rebuilt there yet. I don't think. I haven't even looked at the progress. I know there were plans, but there was also controversy. Some people thinking it was more symbolically significant to leave the site as it is, and the site itself has plenty of its own problems with the under the nature of the sewers, and the grading of the and the just the it kind of has outpriced itself. Just the cost to use the space is like almost higher than what you can extract from it. So like you can't, here's a simple way to explain that. You can't build a tiny building, because then you're wasting the value of the land and the potential for a skyscraper being there. But you can't build a skyscraper that's as big and dominant as what was there before, because the costs of just dealing with the human waste and pumping human needs to the top gets so prohibitive. And the Twin Towers were losing money because of this conflict, that they needed to charge a certain amount for the space, but they didn't have, but people weren't willing to pay that certain amount for the space, and part of that's because it, deteriorating and poor infrastructure, and it didn't have the new bells and whistles like the fiber optics or Wi-Fi infrastructure, whatever. Computer networking needs. So, anyways, so yeah, I was horrified, and maybe it wasn't 2001. 2001, I was just overwhelmed and kind of shut down psychologically in terms of global thinking or whatever, and I couldn't look at the footage, and I had to figure out like some sort of direction for myself. Anyways, but once I started dealing with that stuff, turned back towards being willing to look at the shadows, and actually that's helped me realize that that's a calling of mine, is that I can do that. I can look at the darkness and mostly handle it, and part of that is an understanding of when I need to look away, and self-management, and accepting all that. Okay, is that... No, that's the wrong city. But I'm gonna head that way because I don't want to spend all my night out here fighting through mobs. So yes, I am worried. Not for the Russian ideal's survival, certainly. I don't think it really deserves to have as much power as it already does on the world. I thought you were a cactus, sir. You are not a cactus. You're not even a creeper anymore, for that matter. Hey, you guys have two... Oh, that's a well... Well, that's a well, too. I don't want to kick somebody out of bed. It's silly. Huh. Cartography. Hey, guy. Come here. Oh, did you want some of that? Sorry. Well, my axe is gone. I guess I should work on that. Yeah, maybe it's time to get a sword. I don't have any sort of axe. Okay, so regular axe, pickaxe. I think I'd rather have shears than an iron sword, so we'll just get a stone sword. Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, and I got assistance out here. Alright, we'll just wait for sunrise and chat. Can I finish this soon? And okay, so and don't get me wrong. If somebody's gonna win, yeah, come on, walk on by. Just walk right on by. I don't know why these torches are in the middle like that. I don't like that as much. I like it. Yep, I like the smooth wall. I like the torches on the corners. Okay. Do we have sheep? I was gonna make yep, some shears. Yep, I feel ya. Yep, I hear ya. I feel ya. I see ya. Not too interested in ya. Only a ninja can sneak up on another ninja. Ah! Ninja respect, buddy. Ninja respect. Not that you won, but that you did manage to sneak up on me. Where's that? There you are. Ah, collateral damage. We're ruining crops. Okay. No, I know. I hear you. Your pathing is odd. Did that bush throw you off? What's going on? Hey, we got a diversity of zombies. Yeah, no, I'm dodging you. No, I'm not. Oh, I'm about to die. Nope. Okay. Sure. That could have been an end. So, yeah, no, obviously if one side's gonna win, it's better for the whole if the Jedi side wins. The Sith side is so focused on the individual that if they win, it forces us to always be a king of the hill sort of world where oh, somebody's been busy over here. Noise. Headshot. I don't know if that was a headshot. I think it curved down and hit his body, to tell you the truth. Come on. Come on. But if I learned anything from the Star Wars extended universe, and yes, I serve the potentium, the whole aspect of the Force, which I think includes a forgotten aspect, which is balance. It is not just duct tape. One side is dark, one side is light, and it binds the universe together. It's not just one spectrum either. It's a lot more complex than that. It's a whole spectrum. It's a whole array of spectrums, a multi-dimensional array of spectrums. And my focus on acceptance of oh, that's nice. Thank you, buddy. Harmony, harmonia. Yeah. I mean, even like the Scorpion deserves a place. The Scorpion deserves respect and distance. but I would not advocate that we just go out and try to exterminate all scorpions. Or all skunks. You know, the closest I get is mosquitoes, because I don't understand how they fit into the grand scheme of things, but I do know they do. I mean, if nothing else, they provide a little bit more of a physical strain on the weak and ill, and so they just, you know, if nothing else, they provide a little bit of more of the, you know, survival of the fittest, like a natural culling thing through random, you know, it's easy to hate mosquitoes. Okay, so yeah, I want to go back that way, because our interaction with them is just that negative, that like they show up in our sleep and take our blood and put us at risk through the process. And the blood isn't even like directly tied to their own individual survival. It's tied to reproduction, that only the female mosquitoes take blood from large creatures, and it's just because it's an amazingly easy and rich nutrient source for them to take advantage of, and they just use it for their offspring. So it is survival of the species, but it's not survival of the individual. So from that standpoint, I can see it as a positive, because it does shift towards that white magic that I was talking about, that they're not like vampires, so to speak, in that they like lazily feed off other people's nutrients for their own survival. It's about the continuation of the species. So it's hard to argue with that as being a fairly noble goal for their community, you know, for their existence. Whoa, whoa, hey, oh, hey. Fun. Just exploring around sand is its own interesting experience. I'm still looking for that hole. I don't know why. I've gotten more iron. So yeah, the fear from the conspiracy theories of old is the creation of a single new world order. And you know, why is that a fear? Well, that's what I'm explaining. That's what I'm trying to explain, trying to dance around carefully, without sounding too kooky or whatever. That so power corrupts, and you've probably also heard that absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that's part of why in America we've created a system of diverse and diffused government. That's why we have a tension, an intentional tension. That's interesting wordplay. Unintentional wordplay, I might add. I might say that there's an intentional tension between states' rights and federal power. And that always is being argued back and forth by the people in the administration and Congress, the Senate and the House of Representatives, and the judicial system, the third branch, and what they used to call the fourth estate. The media has an important role to play too. And that's shifted because now the man on the street interviews are ridiculous with the development of polling, but also the advent of social media. You don't need to man on the street interview like you used to. Man on the street interviews now are about finding an engaging persona that you don't have to create yourself, that feels authentic but is wild and out there to grab attention. So it's about finding the strange man on the street rather than the representative man on the street. And I'm just wandering in circles during the day, accomplishing nothing because I'm trying to finish this narrative. So, the fear of one world government, a new world order, is that it loses all of that diversity and the tension, and what that allows is experimentation and adaptation and evolution, growth. It allows smaller states to try things as long as they don't break federal law too much. It allows them to establish different guidelines and experiment with different ways of doing things. And that's a beautiful thing. When it's not too extreme, when the experimentation does not put people at too much risk, because it allows you, with 50 different states, it allows you these kind of trial runs, experimental changes that let you test alternate theories and get real world living examples of the repercussions of those. And there's no state that I would destroy. I may have states that I disagree with ideologically, but part of that is that it's my developed concept of what their ideology is. So while I might oppose some places like Texas, because it may embody extreme ideals that I think are dangerous and somewhat in opposition to my preferred ideals, there are also, states like Florida and California that I feel possess that binary, the kind of both sides of the coin, and their battles, their internal battles are kind of, they can kind of remind me of Bant in that they're smaller testing grounds where people can try things out. And just like I may oppose some of the things that Texas chooses to do, I know there's a lot of Americans who oppose some of the things that, like, the state of Washington chooses to do. And there are some ways that those fall on opposite sides of the political spectrum. But I think it's more exciting that there's places like Alaska that explore that dichotomy through different ways. And I may disagree with aspects of Alaska, like everybody needs to have a gun, but I also understand it because Alaska is facing more threats from bears. And and wolves, and there's more demand to be self-sufficient. And so you might have the boy, I don't want to get into Ship of Theseus, do I? You might have the old mindset of the farmer, or the homesteader with his axe, who replaces the handle as needed and replaces the axe head as needed, but continues to think of it as the same axe. Um, that stuff all seems interesting to me, but that speaks to a scarcity mindset where you have to take responsibility for your own tools. And that's very opposite from the industrialized society we've developed in America, where John Deere sells equipment that you cannot repair yourself. If you repair your own John Deere tractor, you void the warranty. And the approved John Deere mechanics will no longer repair your John Deere, because um, it's you purchase it, but it's almost like a rental agreement where, anyways, I'm getting way out into complexity. But the point is, these ideological dichotomies don't need to be fully resolved and pushed across the entire globe equivalently. And if we've learned anything from religion, it's when you push an ideal to the extent of being a divine, unquestionable God, people lose track of all the nuance and diversity and flexibility. Okay, yep. You guys are tough to deal with. You've got squirrel tactics. Oh, I'll eat an eye. I don't care. Oh, that's poison, not hunger. That's right. That's fine. That worked out. I should get underground. Oh, let's use our new trick. Dirt. Sapling. Bone meal. More bone meal. Oh, well, that's going to be short, but can I do it? One. Why aren't I using my axe? Two. Yes, I can do it. I still have one piece there. We'll just use sand. Actually, no. Let's use dirt. And an azalea bush. Alright, they're hiding in a bush. Okay. Like a little scared Russian. Yeah, I find it interesting that, well, I don't want to get onto other topics, focus on Putin rather than this much bigger. And that's one of the strengths of my mind is switching between sides of the brain and switching from uh, overview to focus on a detail, think about how details affect the bigger picture. All of that are my skills, and part of the shtick that has me here still continuing to talk to YouTube, even though I only have like a few subscribers that I barely know anything about who are still paying attention to me. But there are some reasons for that I accept as being influenced by my choices. So that the, yeah, the two ideals, and I am third party, and I we need to maintain diversity and freedom of choice and exploration while we work towards minimizing damage that we cause to each other as individuals and groups. And it's really disheartening to me that in this war with Ukraine, one of the things that's being overlooked, I feel, by most people is just like how racism is playing out there. That as refugees are trying to get onto trains to exit the areas that are in danger, the people in control of those trains are choosing people who look Ukrainian over people who look like foreigners. And that's very racist because we're now such a global world that I am willing to bet there are minorities in Ukraine who were born there. And so it is the purest aspect of stereotyping that people are looking at them and making quick judgments based on appearance. And that breaks down along more than racial lines. It's not just skin tone, but people will look at the quality of clothing, how recently you bathed or shaved or got a haircut, and all of these judgment and even stuff like scars or scabs, all of this, and some of these are useful things to judge. Like if somebody appears ill, you need to think about that before you stuff them densely into a train. We've focused on that in the last couple of years, and that needs to be taken into account. But we can't just based on a mole or something assume somebody is sick and make judgment. I mean, we have to be discerning as a group, and it's also rough. And I think the sun is rising, and we need to wrap this up now soon, quickly. And yeah. So I don't know who's going to hear this, but I just want you to know that that if I boil anything down into a simplistic form, I like group consensus that is discussed and debated and figured out logically. In the conflict zone of ideas, that ideas would be discussed and attacked and disassembled and created and formed and agreed upon and adapted, rather than people and materials being taken advantage of and divided and destroyed and used as tools. And because ideas are much easier to adapt, change, abandon. I mean, they should be, because they're just in our heads. But it's almost like some people prioritize the ideas and can't let go of them. That's what they're gonna die with, is an idea, not a box of gold and wealth like the Vikings used to do, not prayers and yeah, I guess those are ideas, but it's not daylight yet. There's a little bit of something on the horizon. Really not scared of night as I used to be. But it takes a while to learn certain basic things, like you shouldn't just run. That's kind of what we've been taught by horror movies since Night of the Living Dead, is that, like, the best way to avoid a zombie attack is run, or, it's kind of old fight or flight mentalities. But there's some light. Maybe that's helping me. Maybe that's where I need to go. I saw it just before dawn, so... Let's see if I can find that. Now it's getting bright, but... No, this is the other one, because this is the village that's near the small meadow. There are a bunch of villages. I mean, I've seen 3. Hey, drowned. Hey, fish. I'm not hungry. I am hungry. I'm not without food. Oh, well, there's another nice place for a Azalea Bank. I think she's pulled back because of some controversy. Yeah, that was just lava. I thought so. I need to find some sheep. Was there some sheep here in the grass? So yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, if there's one ideology I agree with, it's I guess anti-reductionism. I mean, I've been saying that since my first videos here, but I don't think I was calling it that at the time. I think I knew that term. But yeah, reductionism being like the oversimplification of things into little thought bites. And there's an aspect that both the Jedi and the Sith are reductionist, but in different ways. And I don't see sheep. I might not have seen sheep. It might have just been like rabbits, cats, skeletons. So yeah, and I feel like all right, so maybe the oldest form of power is just one man being more powerful than another. So a strong man, and then later a man with a better weapon. And then socially, there's an aspect of like perceived power, that you can get a king who has wealth rather than strength, and that gives him a different form of power, but it's still power that he can wield representative fighters rather than fighting himself. I think I wanted to plant a carrot. So in the monarchy, you wield kind of social power, and a lot of that's through the network of needs. That the reason you're king is because you control the lands, and the lands are needed for the food. But then you also control the mines, which are needed for the weapons, and a king seeks to control as much as possible because of those things, but the power is consolidated into a single man as leader. And anyways, you get the ideas. But moving from there, we socially adapted that power, and the next step in my mind is religion, which takes that perceived power out of the king and pushes it up out of reach to a divine entity that cannot ever be combated through physical or traditional means. So your quarrel is not with me, the clergyman, it's with the person I report to, the person above me that possesses the ideals of the society. It's not, oh boy. We'll head that way. It's not me that has the power, it's my God. And my God gives me the divine right of kingship. And, then after that, we have religions fighting each other over gods, and what those different ideals are that those gods represent. And then you can get into battle between monotheism and polytheism, and that could be seen as, you could compare monotheism with the Sith mindset, because there can be only one in charge. And you could parallel Jediism with polytheism, because there can be a council of gods that make decisions together. This is a lot of buildings. Can I dodge crossbows as easy? Oh, well, that river helped me. You guys aren't too good with rivers. You're too far away, buddy. Huh. That's not going too well for me. So, yeah, and I guess I've become a polytheist. Oops. Yeah, I hear you. I feel you, buddy. Trying to get out of here. Yeah, wow. I guess I just admitted I'm a polytheist on YouTube. I have sufficient faith in the obscurity of my channel now that I definitely should have a shield. Do I have iron? Nope. Okay. Maybe there's a shield in here somewhere. These guys must keep spawning somehow. There's a crafting table. Oh, this is wool. And you guys got wood stock here. Not that wood stock. Nope, I'm running. Not in the mood. Too close to dead. What? Was that a specter? No, is there like one of the mages around? I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna go back. Which way did it come from? Probably like that way? I don't know. Nah, I wanted that wool though. So yeah, but I guess part of my point maybe in admitting that is that I accept your God, And if you have no God, I accept that. In some ways, that's... I mean, atheism pushed to the extreme ends up feeling a lot like theism, because you just end up yelling at each other and denying each other's perspective without really being able to present evidence or whatever. Hey, we can make a bed. Yeah, no. I'm tearing down your little tent here, guys. Your pumpkin tent. What do you think about that? Your pumpkins are going to just rot in the sunlight, as if that happened in Minecraft. Because I am going to make more beds for the villagers. You probably stole this from the village. I doubt you're out there shearing sheep. I've never seen you do that. Selfish jerks. You don't live in cooperation with your environment. You just take from it. Yep. No, I hear all of it. And most of it is you. Alright, let's sleep in your pumpkin spot that's no longer a tent. Nice. Oh, I slept. That's nice. That's a cage. Oh, don't like that. That's enough of that. I got some wool. I'm gonna skedaddle. Wow, I'm the pirate in this case though, but I know you guys. I know that's all you are, and I am more than that. But I would rather steal stolen wool than steal from peaceful villagers, that's for sure. And I'd rather even steal stolen wool than shear it right off the sheep, because what if they get cold? I don't know when they need wool, when they don't. They can't talk to me. You guys refuse to talk to me. I suppose the villagers can't talk to me either, but at least they're willing to coexist with me. So that's part of the point. Willingness to coexist. That's one of the main points of this whole endeavor. And thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah. Boy, if you made it all the way through this video, or if you got my hint earlier, let me know what series you'd like me to continue. Because I've made too many of them, and I'm now figuring out, in a way, it doesn't matter. You know, I prefer the surface worlds that are created in 1.18, but I can still push into new territories in my old worlds, whether that's downward or outward. This feels like it's gonna fall right here. No? I guess not. I guess they successfully made a proper foundation there. Okay, so yeah, this is the one. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. I don't know when my next TED Talk will be. That's part of the fun of this channel, right? You gotta hunt for it yourself. You gotta wait for it. You never know what you're gonna get. Box of chocolates. Yeah, that's kind of life too. Who knows when things are suddenly going to be important. You know, just because this is a landmark, I'm going to go over here and make a crafting table. Yeah. Just for the sake of, yeah, because I'll know there's one here, and I can come to get what I can come here knowing that there's a table here, and then that'll let me know that if I need that. It'll be needed and known, and I can't believe I just picked up a chest and then made a chest and then set down a chest. I can make a double chest. How about that? How about that? Catch me outside. And that gives me more room. Wow, look at all the zombie flesh I've picked up. More room to hide things that I don't currently need. Well, maybe I want that. I'm not currently building. I should start some lumber growth. Carrot I should plant. Okay. Yeah, alright. So, I wanted to make food. And I don't need the andesite. Okay. Definitely don't need that kicking around. Gold? I don't need gold right now. So yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Stay tuned for more Who Knows What. And like I said, let me know what your favorite Minecraft world is. At this point in the life of my channel, single comments have a big impact, and that's a huge shift from the Sad Vipran days when I didn't care about any of the comments. And yeah, it's a dichotomous shift. It's kind of bipolar of me, but that has been a slow progression from what is now 15 years ago. So yeah, welcome to the jungle that is my life. And yeah, drop me a message. I will be reading it. One thing I dislike about Facebook is the way they've handled their video notifications. It's really, you can call me cynical, but it is just so blatant that they're using people's yeah, my tendency is to say OCD because that's become so mainstream to refer to that. But that is ableist to use that term when you don't have a diagnosis or aren't even thinking you have a diagnosis. I'm on the side of undiagnosed people a lot of the times because I feel like I've talked about this, I could be diagnosed with some stuff. I really could. If that was my goal, to get a diagnosis, I would start going to psychologists and I would have a diagnosis, whether that be bipolar or OCD or um, some sort of, well, oh gosh, I hit the wrong key, but it ended up okay, I guess. Yeah, no, and part of that is a belief that we have this for-profit mental health system where there's baked in incentive for a therapist to diagnose you because it justifies their continued therapy. And that's one of the things we need to deal with in our medical system, both physical health care as well as mental health care, is we need to separate profit motive from the Hippocratic urge to help people, because the the capitalist system is like, well, helping myself and helping other people can go hand in hand, and but no, there's too many people that are making decisions based on profit motive because of the discrepancies or discretion we provide them in our system, and things could really be a whole lot better overall if we would focus on and separate nonprofit healthcare from for-profit healthcare. And the for-profit healthcare stuff, obviously, like the extreme cases of plastic surgery, injections and implants and stuff, falls into pure profit motive. But there's also nonprofit plastic surgery that involves it kind of concealing damage from ailments, which was the start of plastic surgery. Is like, if you have to have a breast removed because of breast cancer, but the psychological ramifications of that in our society just add more burden to you, then it would be easier to move through the world if you look normal. And so that's a purely positive aspect of even something we've become so cynical about, like breast implants. And I fully support plastic surgery done for that reason. And plastic surgeons, it needs to be legal and available so that people who feel like they need to look differently to fit in can. I support that. And then, there's this extreme other end of plastic surgery that's not only purely for aesthetic reasons, but for like punk or countercultural reasons. And I support that too, but that's an individual freedom. I certainly don't support government funding for that stuff. That uh, but if you're pursuing happiness and you're using your own resources, more power to you. If it doesn't harm, um, anyone, and but that includes yourself. But even that is a risk reward assessment that every individual has to make. But we shouldn't be supporting that as a community. Like, everybody waste all communal resources to do whatever you want at any moment, and then undo it the next moment, potentially, with tattoos, and then tattoo removal, and implants, and then surgery because of damage from implants, and then you know uh, there's this a new transhumanism idea where we're now integrating technology so much into our bodies, but that is pushing the envelope. It falls more into luxury territory than needs, in my mind. But more power to the greater whole. But with humility and compassion for all the separate and individual elements. Insert catchphrase. No, wait. Let's have a little bit of fun. Oh, yeah, that's great fun, wasn't it? Back here. All right. Oh, shoot. I just messed up. A 2-hour video? Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, I guess that's a little bit of the old sad Sadbipran for you. Hey, there's the edge of the rain. Back when I was trying to fit stuff into 10-minute videos, because that was the limit, and I'd have to break them up into component parts. Actually, didn't my camera help me with that? Wasn't it breaking things into small segments? Or maybe I was... I don't even remember. I don't even remember where have I come from? Where are we now? What are these scary leggy things chasing me? Who are you? What do you want from me? Where do we go now? That's a bunch of husks. 5. And 3 creepers and an... Jeez. Why didn't I sleep right when I spawned at the bed? And... Oh, I'm trying to get back to my stuff. That's why. I think I was on the other side of the hill, too. Okay, I'm sorry, guy. One night of sleep, I am willing to take from you because my needs are great enough. I hear husks. You got it, buddy? Alright, where... No, I don't want the explosion, buddy. Okay, so I need... There's the shed. I need to go this way. Nobody's watching anymore. Cheater. Hey, I actually missed the hate comments a little bit, so if anybody is still watching, you have my full permission to leave me hate comments about this cheating. It'll be one of those little Easter egg requests that YouTubers tend to do at the end of their videos, which I don't think I've ever done. Maybe as a joke once or twice, but yeah, no, it'll be humorous to me. You can lay into me as much as you want. I mean, obviously there's the YouTube community guidelines you might want to keep in mind, but this is a good opportunity to roast me in whatever way you want, because I'm just blatantly... Ooh, this is cool. Oh, geez. I don't think I've been down there. I don't think I've seen that either. Oh, this is nice. We'll come back here and explore more. Yeah, no, this is some blatant cheating because I was more focused on what I was trying to talk about, and it took me 2.5 hours. And I'm well aware of the irony of all this, that if I'm trying to share a message, why would I hide it in a Minecraft game? And some songs, and not title it so people could find it. And I'm not gonna find my stuff, am I? Oh, maybe it was over there. No, because there were trees around. Yeah, no, and I've talked about the concept of cheating and how it doesn't bother me, but this is just blatant use of tools that Minecraft gives me that aren't intended to really be part of the game, but they exist. I mean, this is software that I'm running on my computer in a solo, single player environment. There's no aspect of competition unless it's in some viewer's head or something. And I am not going to find my stuff, am I? If I continue to play this world, I'm just going to have to start over, I guess, because I have completely lost my bearings. I have lost the script. I don't think it was over here. No trees. And I definitely was attempting to hide under a tree. And I suppose this ties into the message of the day that this is an aspect of balance. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh, this world. This seed. Jungle. Oh man, I'm just falling in love with the... Maybe this is a world where I needed roads. Because there's a lot of open space. And if I made some paths... But I suppose I have my last world on my mind, don't I? Because I've abandoned that project. Where? Okay, yeah. No, I just don't. My stuff's all gone. I'm not gonna find it. So what could be more pitiful than failing at cheating? You don't have honor or pride anymore. You're a failure and you didn't even play by the rules. So yeah, I've lost all track of where I was. I think it might have been a different Badlands. It didn't feel as high as this, and it didn't feel as wooded. But I've lost track of where that might be. And another complication is I don't know how the block loading works. I mean the chunk loading. I think there's an aspect that if your items are in I think the items disappear after about 15 minutes of being in a loaded chunk. And where that gets complicated is if a chunk is not loaded, maybe this is it. Yeah, not so sure. Feels a long way away from the stuff where I was. I guess this is a fun way to explore the surrounding terrain a little bit more. Now, I haven't been out here. This is a lot taller than anything I've seen. Well, thanks for joining my TED Talk, like I said. This has devolved into an extra worthless half hour, but all the better to nest our hidden gems of knowledge in, right? Support diversity. Don't be afraid of distance or difference if it doesn't impact you directly. Be aware of your fears, but don't let them rule you. Question your presumptions. Give people the chance to surprise you, change your mind. Give new information the chance to change your mind. Be good to each other where possible, especially where you see people in need. Look for the helpers. Look for ways you can be the helper. Don't worry about loss too much. I mean, deal with it, grieve, understand it. But stuff happens. Insert catchphrase here.